let's continue on. We got a little politics here.
Polly.
It's Latin for many.
Tick.
Now suck your blood. Now suck
Politics.
your blood.
It's good for your teeth.
I like it better than anything else. I enjoy it.
Chocolatey. Science is the answer. Science, 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 and science.
Yeah.
So much science, Nancy.
So much chocolate. Axios.com. This was breaking this morning as we were putting the show together. Source: attacker asked Pelosi's husband, "Where is Nancy?" This is like the perfect Halloween weekend, real life, but also kind of sounds fictional event. That
good point. It is sort of a horror story.
It's a seasonal political move right before the elections too. Maybe he's trying to buy some sympathy for a very unpopular couple in the country. A 42-year-old man, 42 again, a lot of 42s recently too, has been arrested and charged with multiple felonies, including attempted homicide for allegedly attacking Paul Pelosi, the 82-year-old husband of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, early Friday morning at their San Francisco home, per police. Should I go through the big picture? These are all these bullet points.
Yeah, just read it. It's pretty quick.
Right. So it says, big picture, the attack comes amid an uptick in threats against members of Congress and a series of security incidents over the summer. Yes, Pelosi is where the country is so bad that all the politicians are in danger since Jan 6. Driving the news, a suspect who police identified as David DePape was looking for the speaker, per a source briefed on the attack. The source said that before the attack, DePape confronted Paul Pelosi shouting, quote, "Where is Nancy? Where is Nancy?"
So before the attack, you know, this isn't, we'll make it all the way through this because there's something about this that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but let's keep it going.
DePape, these are bullet points. DePape, I'm going to say DePape. Yeah,
just pick one. Yeah.
Well, I'm exploring the different. DePape is fun. DePape attacked Pelosi with a hammer in front of officers. After they arrived for a quote unquote well-being check at around 2:30 a.m. local time, San Francisco Police Chief William Scott said during a news conference Friday. A well-being check at the Pelosi household at 2:30 a.m.? I don't think so.
This is not making a whole lot of sense. Let's keep it going.
Nancy Pelosi was not in San Francisco at the time of the attack. The California Democrat spokesperson Drew Hamill said in a statement, quote, "The motivation for the attack is under investigation. Mr. Pelosi was taken to the hospital where he is receiving excellent medical care and is expected to make a full recovery," Hamill said. Details. DePape has been charged with attempted homicide, assault with a deadly weapon, elder abuse, burglary, and, quote, several other additional felonies, per Scott. Is that pertaining to this event or past events or what's going on? Because that's an intelligence or FBI
breaking
move.
And entering and
well, that's what I'm saying. They
less exciting
FBI,
ones.
Yeah, but also FBI is good at finding people that are, they're already bad and then they just, make them do things for political purposes or whatever. Quote, DePape pulled the hammer away from Mr. Pelosi and violently assaulted him with it, Scott said. So Paul Pelosi had the hammer first, it sounds like.
Finish this whole
quote,
thing here.
Immediately tackled, the officers, quote, immediately tackled DePape, disarmed him, took him into custody, requested emergency backup, and rendered medical aid. Both Paul Pelosi and DePape were transferred to a local hospital early Friday, Scott said. Then the rest of the article is people saying they're so sorry and they're praying for the Pelosi family.
Right. So I read a few articles about this, and it almost literally, word for word, would be reported that this guy broke into the Pelosi house with a hammer and attacked Pelosi,
Paul Pelosi in front of police somehow.
And then the police show up.
No, they were there.
And right. Well, no. It's reported that like the police
showed up,
were alerted and showed up. And then that's they found both Pelosi and DePape holding a hammer. And then once the police got there, DePape pulled the hammer. It's just so bizarre.
The police were taking a stroll down San Francisco, and hey, let's turn this corner.
A wellness check
for the wellness
on
check
Paul Pelosi. At 2:30 a.m., they just happened to find Pelosi and this guy both
struggling,
holding the same hammer. I'm thinking that I think it's Pelosi's hammer.
It sounds like it.
I think the guy broke in. Pelosi grabbed a hammer to defend, and maybe went after this guy. The guy's defending himself. The hammer and try to, had his hand on the hammer. The police stroll in on a casual wellness check at 2:30 a.m. Look, I understand. Paul Pelosi currently has some very serious DUI charges and probably is wearing an ankle bracelet.
Sure.
By the way, why would police do a wellness check on someone with an ankle bracelet at 2:30 a.m.? Because he probably left his geo-fenced area that he's allowed to be in. I don't know why else police would just show up at the house for no reason.
He's trying to get drugs.
Bracelet.
He's trying to get drugs. Local kids aren't participating or following the instructions. He says he can't get out of a certain zone. What? But he wants the drugs.
So I think he left his geofencing for his DUI ankle bracelet. That called the police to give a wellness check. Who knows where this guy came from? Maybe he's the drug dealer. Maybe he's whatever. Came back to the house with Paul. Then maybe his drug deal gone bad or something. Paul grabs
said
$100. Whatever. Who knows? Yeah. It is, that's why I like this Axios report, is because they just bullet point the facts. Yeah. They don't try to create a narrative. Every other article created this narrative that it's right-wing extremists that brought a hammer, broke into the house, attacked.
Did they actually say right-wing extremist?
No, but that's what they're saying. They're saying without saying it, because they'll start it with, as a result of January 6th, more politicians are getting attacked. And that's when David Pape came in with a hammer.
Also,
blah, blah, blah.
DePape kind of sounds like Pepe with the whole meme with the whole, that side of the aisle.
Pepe the Frog, you mean?
Yeah. Convenient,
Yeah, but the facts are, there are no facts with this. There are so many confusing aspects to this story. And to be honest, if the guy broke in the middle of the night and Paul Pelosi was sleeping and he had a hammer, Paul Pelosi wouldn't be alive right now if he got attacked at night with a hammer while he's sleeping or whatever, right? And the fact that he only sustained injuries after the police showed up for a wellness check is so suspicious.
It is very suspicious.
It is the most, and of course, it's Pelosi. And of course, we're 11 days or something before the midterms, it's California. So this is going to be spun every which way for political purposes.
I can envision her little speech about her poor husband. And this is what the extreme right wing, blah, blah, blah.
January 6th, somebody broke into my house.
Yeah, this is
to my husband who has an ankle monitor on. And good thing that the San Francisco Police Department was so fast and caring. You are the only human being on this planet, Paul Pelosi, that the cops would show up so expediently to a crime in your house that they actually get there before the assault happens. Ask any other person living in San Francisco. That is an impossibility, which makes it even more suspicious, the whole thing. I think we're going to learn more details about this. I think, the political opposition has so much motivation to figure out the truth of what happened. I think we need to keep an eye out for this because there might be some weird details that come out.
Yeah, it really puts a whole new layer to the Lawrence O'Donnell "Stop the Hammering." Remember that MSNBC host?
Nice.